Good morning, everyone. So you may have noticed, if you've been in this area before, from the drone footage and the time lapse coming in, that we are actually in the Kofa wilderness today. And we're going to be spending this entire episode actually out here in the wilderness. So we're going to start off at a spot called Crystal Hill, which you can see here behind me. So Crystal Hill is actually how quartzsite got its name. From the abundance of quartz veins that are here inside this mountain / hill. And what happens is the geological forces push the veins to the surface, and then erosion causes the veins to break away and the quartz to kind of fall. And sometimes under the sun you can actually see this entire mountain kind of glittering. So we're going to go up and see if we can find some crystals. Hopefully I'll do a little bit better today than I did over at the geode bed. So let's get going. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Kofa wilderness is about 660,000 acres. And it was actually designated originally to help save some bighorn sheep. There was a guy that noticed that there was a lack of bighorn sheep in the area. So he actually got with a lot of the Boy Scout groups here in Arizona. They created a poster contest, and Kofa Wilderness was born. So there is also multiple ways to get up here. There's probably 4 or 5 total trails. So just pick whichever one is going to be easiest for you. And as you can also see out here, they do have camping. I'm not entirely sure what the limit is here. It's probably 10 or 14 days. And I don't know if I've mentioned it yet, but the Kofa Wilderness actually gets its name from a gold mine that was in the area called the King of Arizona gold mine. So that's how you get the acronym Kofa. So kind of a neat little interesting fact there. So I would think that the best place to try to look would be in these rocky outcroppings, because that's where the vein they're going to pop out. And there's actually a little outcrop right here, so we're going to wander over there and see if we can find anything. All right, so far, off to a better start. It's actually pretty easy here to find pieces of quartz. It's just everywhere. But a couple pieces there. And these look like they need to be cleaned up, but you can definitely see some sparkle and some crystal in there. So we'll keep going up and see what else we can find. So I actually have been here once before. I'm going to try to go over to a spot where one of our friends found some pretty good specimens. Kind of a whole cave looking deal. So we'll go over there and see if we can find anything. Huh. I'm not going climbing down in there. There's definitely people have been digging out chunks underneath this rock. And I doubt you can see this on camera, but in the sunlight, this whole entire area is just glittering. You don't have to really worry about digging around here, because I mean it's literally just laying on the ground. Big chunks, small chunks. Here's a chunk. I mean, it's everywhere, so it's definitely easy. It's just picking out what piece you like. Like here's a whole pile in this little slide here. Look, big chunk. Here's a chunk. Small chunk. There's a big chunk. Really big piece. So yeah, it's definitely not difficult. I guess this rock slide here probably has tons of it in it from all this breaking off, shoving down this hill. Yeah, this rock slide is just full. Huge pieces. I would say if you're willing to brave the rock slide there, it's the best spot to find them. I found a couple pretty cool pieces. It's hard to see in the camera, but this one you can actually see the crystal formations. Oh, we're in the shadow here. So that's pretty cool. Huge chunk. I thought this one was cool because it's got a, I don't know if it's copper in there, but it's black and white. Very cool. And this one, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but this thing is just lit up. See it sparkling? I can see it on the camera there. And this little piece. So not too bad, honestly. I'm gonna take these. I'm thinking about buying the kids a rock polisher, so maybe I'll bust them up and throw them in. But yeah, there's the rock slide there. You can continue up to the peak if you want. And then you can actually go down on the back side. There's some trails that go that way. So this whole mountain is kind of open game. So honestly, I'm pretty happy with that. I feel like I found a lot more in a lot less time. I think I've only been here for about 20 minutes, so not too long at all. I'm gonna go ahead and head back down, and then we're gonna head over to our next spot, which is a little bit of some hidden desert art. And if you just don't feel like looking at all, like I was saying, some of it's just laying. I mean, this is right off the side of the trail. And I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but I mean, there's just chunks. Huge pieces everywhere. So you could just come up right here and find all the quartz you need, and you're only, 50 foot from the wash. Like right here is a massive vein. This whole vein of quartz sticking out the side there. It's all just breaking off chunks. They're everywhere right here. And somebody left some pieces up here if you really want to be lazy and don't have to do anything. All right, guys, so as you saw by the drone video, we have found a labyrinth. And this is one that you can walk. And I don't know if you could tell in the drone video, but there is a little deal in the center. I don't know really what you'd call it, but you can leave a memento. So I'm gonna walk this thing real quick and see how long it takes, and then we'll head into our next stop. All right, so it took me about 10 minutes to walk the whole thing, and I walk pretty fast. Unfortunately, I do not carry mementos or anything, so I did not leave anything when I reached the center. And I did not walk the complete circle back out. I just hopped over. So now we are going to head towards the mountains behind me, and we're going to go do a short hike. Alright guys, so I realized when we left the labyrinth, I didn't have my mic on. But yeah, so it took me about 10 minutes to do the whole labyrinth. Honestly, it's not really my kind of thing. I know quite a few people, it's relaxing for them to walk around and, you know, just get lost in their thoughts or whatever. For me, I'd rather just be out hiking on a trail than walking around in a circle. And if that is your thing and you're staying here in the Quartzsite area, specifically in the north or south LTVAs, there is one over there that you can actually camp right up next to if you want. And if that's your daily kind of thing, you can go do that. So I'll put a GPS coordinates for that down in the description as well. But now we're going to go on what appears to be just a short hike. It's only about 0.8 of a mile. So about 1.6 round trip. So more of a walk really, but we are at Palm Canyon here in the Kofa Mountains. And this is Palm Canyon right here behind me. As you can see, there are a few people at the trailhead. I am a little bit late. It's already 11 o'clock. But the canyon is a little dark, so it may be a little chilly in there. But let's head on in and we'll see what it looks like in here.
I know she's coming back. Yeah.
All right, so sign says palms this way. It does look like the trail also continues further up the canyon that way, but since we're here to see the palms, we're gonna go this way. Looks like this might be the one spotty part of the hike. Okay, so I'm not seeing anything in here that would resemble a palm tree. Ah, I found them. All up in this canyon. All right, guys, so I managed to find them. They're hard to see, and I don't think we can actually get to them, but you can see them up this canyon, kind of plastered in there every so often. There's one right down here at the bottom. And then you can see a huge cluster of them right there. Right in the center of the frame, there's a giant cluster. That's pretty cool. I have definitely never seen palm trees growing out of the rock inside of a canyon like that. Well, believe it or not, I actually made it up here pretty far. As you can see, there's two right there. Little bitty ones. This giant boulder, I think, is keeping me from proceeding to try to get to the rest of them, but I can just barely see the top of the next one through the tree there. So you can see the top of one of the big ones right there, but you see what you got to go through to get there. And I thought this was just going to be a walk, so I didn't bring a pack or food with me or anything. So I think this is about as far as I'm going to go. I did actually make it up on top of that giant boulder. But here's looking back towards the canyon where I came up. Look how towering these walls are in here. Man. I mean, it is gorgeous. And here's actually a closer look at the two I managed to be able to get up close to. You can actually see another hiker down there, that black dot. Don't think he's going to be coming up any farther. All right, guys, so since I didn't bring any other gear, and I don't think I can make it up, well, I mean, I know I can make it up there, but I don't want to get up there and find out it's going to take me 2 or 3 hours and I don't have any food or snacks or any kind of fuel with me, or even first aid kit for that matter. So I'm going to go ahead and head on back down and head back to the car, and I will meet you guys back at the car. All right, so we made it back to the car. You know, like I said, it is actually an easy hike if you're just doing the trail. If you want to go up into that canyon, just be advised that there's a lot of climbing, class 2, class 3 type stuff. So if you're going in there, make sure you've got a personal locator beacon or some kind of satellite device, because that's the kind of place where you go in, you get yourself hurt, and nobody finds you for months, because only those who know what they're doing are going to be in there in the first place. So the trail actually did continue on a little bit farther back into the main canyon. So if you want to keep going and not do the palm stuff, you keep going on down. You know, most of the age of the people I passed were 70 plus, so this is kind of a hike for anyone. There's some step up, step down type stuff, but like I said, all in all, fairly easy. And also too, I noticed when I got up here to the trailhead, just to the left of it, right here, there's a trail that goes off with a tent camping sign. So if you want to tent camp while you're here, it does look like you can head off the face of the mountain there and camp down at the bottom. All right, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. A little bit shorter, but you know, beautiful location. So if you're in the Quartzsite area, definitely 3 spots you want to check out. All easily accessible by any vehicle. I actually brought my small SUV today instead of the truck, because it's got a bunch of water tanks and gray tanks in the back of it. So, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.